Hi all you wonderful quilters. I'm Cathy with True Cotton Company in Carmel, Indiana. Look in the description box down below. You can find an address to the store as well as a link to our website. So if there's anything you see today that you like, go ahead and check it out. We should have it all linked down below. If not, let me know in the comment section and I'll get that put in the description box for you. Anyway, today we're going to make a quilt from one of my favorite books. This is Just One Charm Pack Quilts. Cheryl Brickey does these. And we're actually really close in age. I think she's about almost exactly 1 year younger than me. So she always does a birthday sale and I can find her stuff on sale right around my birthday. So that works out really nice. I've made a couple of quilts out of here now, but today we're going to make Stars Surround. And that's this quilt here. You make some lovely stars with some flying geese and 4-patch blocks. So today we'll show you how to make a block and then the quilt top all put together. Today I'm also going to use some diagonal seam tape to make my flying geese. So this is really nice from Cluck Cluck Sews. And this is a really easy way if you don't want to mark your diagonal lines. For the charm pack, I'm using Pixie Noel from Riley Blake. Just a really cute little charm pack with some blues, light blue. You get some pinks with some florals, little stockings, really cute little pictures. There's little snow globes and more stockings, some stripes. Just a really sweet Christmas pack. And then I'm going to use for my star points this white from Chark and Charcoal. And then my background is this red cardinal. Yeah, cardinal from Chark and Charcoal, which just makes really nice texture. I think it's going to be a beautiful quilt. So today we'll start by making our flying geese units. You can see I've got a few of them made here. You need 4 per each block. And so you're going to take your square. I can't tell you the measurements because this is not my pattern, but it's all very clearly laid out in the book. You're going to want to line that up. And since there's not any directionality on here, this one decides the way I'm going to line up. Now for the diagonal seam tape, you can see I've got my little extra table here. That makes, since this is a little larger block. You want to line up right with the point, and then you want your other point on this red line. This red line of the diagonal seam tape's in line with your needle. And then we're on 1/4 inch of each side. But we're using the red because we're sewing. You would mark a line straight across here and sew right on that line. Or you could iron it in half on that diagonal. But this diagonal seam tape is just really nice if you want to just go quickly. So right to that point. And then we'll just do a quick look here. Make sure when we fold this back that it lines up and covers that. That looks good. I realized one thing I forgot to do is turn on my iron, so let me go ahead and get that plugged in here really quickly. And now to trim this, I would usually use a lighter thread, but I want you all to be able to see what we're doing, so I've got that darker gray on there. We're going to line up right with 1/4 inch on that thread line and then trim just 1/4 inch away. I'm going to save these because I'm going to try to come up with a project with those scraps because those are some pretty big scraps. And so we've got our nice point there. I just like to iron these. I will typically iron this opened because I've got the points going to come together right here. I just find this reduces the bulk. And so I'm just need to do this now on the other side. So we do right sides together again. And we're lining up on the other edge. And this time we want to make sure to sew from this corner to this corner because this will make that flying geese unit. And we do the same thing where we're going to be right in line with the needle. Let me go ahead and do my little starter piece of thread that catches any of the nesting that might happen. And now we'll be right with our needle in that red line. And just sew right along there. And that's how quick and easy you can do a flying geese unit. Before we do any trimming, because you can always rip your seam out here, make sure you've got that where it will iron back and cover the hole. Because if not, use your friendly seam ripper and get that made. We're just trimming 1/4 inch from that sewn line. We're gonna do a little pressing, and you can see a block here that I've got finished. What the block ends up looking like. It's a really sweet quilt. And so you can see right here where they intersect. This will be your sew line. This, you'll know where your point is right there. Now you just need a 4 patch for in the center, and so you just sew these charm pack squares as she has you use them from into, together. So 2 together, and then we'll sew the 4 together. So I've already got 2 of them sewn together. Just make sure you line up. And I know now it's going to look like I'm not doing a full 1/4 inch because I do a scant 1/4 inch with this foot. But I do use this thicker thread, and with my thread and the ironing, it all works out to a pretty good 1/4 inch. So I've been happy with that. And now these, you just want to press them opposite directions. So I know I want to press to the blue, because that's the way I pressed the other 2. Just have these where the seams nest together really nicely. So we take this and this. And this is a nice one. You can keep your images upright on this with the charm packs. And so just watching your layout. And then I do like to do a little pinning when I'm nesting together. So I do my ends, make sure they line up. And then I like to take this middle section, just make sure we get that to line up, and you can kind of feel it. And then I like to put a pin in. Now we're going to sew that 1/4 inch again. And with this, it won't line up with any seams, so you can press to either side. It doesn't really matter. You can press open or to whichever side you would like to, because these get surrounded by those flying geese. That came together, nested very nicely. I like when we're filming if that happens, because little pressure. Alright, so now to lay out the block. This is our extra put this. We need a red square in the corner. And then we have our flying geese with our points going out. We need another one of our red squares. Our 4-patch comes right in. You want to make sure you get another set coming out, and then these two come out to make our star. And then just like this, you're going to sew this together like a 9-patch. So you'll sew this row, this row, this row, and then sew these on. Give you a little view how this goes. Where you're just going to line these up and sew a 1/4 inch. And I do like, if there's a seam, to go ahead and put that on top, or I'll do, if you've got a biased edge, which we don't, right with this, or the bigger piece, if one's a little bigger, biased and bigger go on the bottom. And that just, the feed dogs will help balance things out with that a little better. And this, think about which direction you want to press. I'm going to press towards the red. Just with that, I know I need to press towards that 4-patch in the next one. You think about the way you do it. And then we'll do this 4-patch because this has one of the points of the star. And so this is going to line up, again, edge to edge, and I do pin these longer pieces. And then this, you want that star point kind of right towards the center here, and as long as it's really close, it's good. Alright, and as we come along, just want to use that, your 1/4 inch. And then you can see this is the point where that red is that we're trying to hit. Alright, now we'll just take a look and see if we've got a good point on our star. And just like that. I think that's pretty good. I cut it off just a little bit, but it's so little that I don't think anybody will mind. And then I want to press towards the 4-patch. Alright, and I'm going to keep sewing this together. We'll come back just as we're getting ready to sew the 9-patch together and show you how that works. I'll see you back in just a little bit. Alright, well, I've been working and we've got one more of our star points to go on. This is coming together really nicely. Thought I'd show you how this longer piece comes together. Just like all the rest, I'm going to pin at the beginning and the end, and I'll pin where the nesting happens. And I do like to leave my star point up. That lets me see that point I want to catch while I'm sewing. And so we pin this beginning part. I like to come in the middle. You're kind of lining that star point up right with the center, and as long as it's real close, it's good. And then we've got our points that nest here from the way we pressed everything towards the background corner and then towards that fore patch, and then everything nests together really nicely. And so we make sure that. And then you're just going to sew a nice 1/4 inch seam. And you just come along, and here's where you're going to catch that point. So that red is that line that we just want to graze up against. And that sets us up with a really nice star point. And I've been just using those little triangle points that we cut off as my little kind of a leader and ender. If you watch Bonnie Hunter, she does a lot of this, and you just sew those because those will make nice half square triangles. And you get quite a few in this pattern. And then I'm just going to press this, and this is where we get to look and see if we did a good job with that point, and I think that looks really nice. I'm quite happy with that one. Now we're getting ready to sew a row together. So this is the top half of the row. Just want to make sure I put this red rectangle in the right position. Then we want this star facing up like that, and then this rectangle will go on the bottom, and that'll make this row. And so you're going to do this the same way. You're going to pin beginning and end. And like I said, I like to put that star point on top. And this is a project that really has come together quite quickly. And I do really enjoy the patterns. If you want to see Cheryl's website, it's Meadow Miss Designs. And she is an engineer and just comes up with some really good patterns. And so I've had a lot of fun making quite a few of her projects. She does some mystery quilts that are really fun. And I've made a couple of those. And you're just using that 1/4 inch seam again. Now we've got this piece, which I just want to press towards this side. You can see we get really nice star points. And then this piece, now you're just going to line these two up. Do the same way that we've been doing it. You'll pin those edges. You're going to want to try and pay attention to your star points here, everything lining up. And I'll work on that, and then we'll come back and get this top put together. Alright, we've got this row sewn together. I've gone ahead and sewn the other 2 rows together. And so now we just need to make sure we have this positioned correctly. where we've got our images facing up on the directional ones. Make sure you've done that. And then for the long seams, I do the same thing as I've been doing. Pin the beginning and the ends, pin in the middle, and pin at the quarter, and then at the 1/8 points. And so I'll be doing some pinning, sew a 1/4 inch, and I'll show you this project all not completed, but the top done. Still have some quilting, which I think I'll show you all. Alright, I've got the top finished here. I really love the way this star surround pattern has turned out. I think we've got lovely stars all around. Beautiful red and those white points. I think that this is just a lovely cheery quilt. And then I want to show you another pattern from this Just One Charm Pack book, because I also made this bow tie quilt. I did this in some Valentine's fabric, and we're out of this charm pack, but I still think it's fun to see quilts, so I'll go ahead and show you. This was with Sincerely Yours from, I think, Chelsea and Sherry and Chelsea, mother-daughter team for Moda. Just, I could set it up in kind of a beautiful ombre pattern from the dark purples. And I don't know if you can see, I did some fun ruler work quilting on this one. I was really quite proud of my quilting on this one, so show that off. And I do think we'll try and do a little ruler work quilting on this quilt now. So next week, if John and I can figure out how to make this happen, we'll do some quilting on this one. Now, I really hope you all have enjoyed watching this top being made today. Remember, just the Just One Charm Pack book really got some great quilts that are little lap-sized quilts and make nice projects with a couple yards. And then that really like using the diagonal seam tape today as well. That really speeds up making your half square triangles and flying geese blocks, so that was nice. And certainly check out our selection of charm packs that we have on the website. I'll be sure to link those down below, because there's some really fun ones from lots of different designers, so you'll find some styles that you like. Certainly appreciate you watching today. I hope if you're sewing this week, you win that game of bobbin chicken. Be kind to yourself. Have a great week. Bye.